Hey guys, good morning and happy Friday. Welcome back to another vlog. So it's Friday morning, it's about 7:50 right now and I'm getting ready to leave for work. And so far it has been a good morning. My dad went early this morning and picked us up some donuts. I already ate mine. Mine was a chocolate bar. But we still have Darren's apple fritter, and then my parents, they both split donuts. So this is half of two different ones for my mom because she's still sleeping. But wanted to chit chat with you guys while I do my morning little beverages and whatnot. So I've been doing Zest. I showed you guys before. That's like the lemonade one. This one is Mojo. So this is energizing focus blend. So it's almost kind of like in like a coffee situation. I do it with water and ice, but you could do it with like water and milk or just milk or like hot water, whatever you want. This is what it looks like. But it tastes really good. It tastes like a mocha. So I was craving a second cup of coffee this morning. But I'm trying to cut back on like caffeine. So this is like a natural energy. So, and it works really well. So I choose to drink this today. But anyway, tonight we are, or after work, we are going once again back to Darren's parents' house because like I mentioned in the last video, the Vegas video, while I was there, my niece was born and Darren got to be there. He was in the hospital, all that jazz, got to meet her right away, but I still haven't met her. And so at this point, she was born a week ago. Today, she's exactly a week old and I want to meet my little niece. So her name is Allie and I am going to finally meet her today. So since they are a bit of a drive, we are going to spend the night there tonight and then come back tomorrow. Other than that, later this morning, I do have an appointment for a wax. And yes, I did get laser. I got laser for Brazilian upper and lower leg and underarms, but I still get the back of my neck waxed. Basically, my hairline is like all over town, and although pretty much no one ever sees it, it makes me self-conscious. So I get that done pretty regularly, but I haven't gotten it done since like March. Every time I try to book an appointment, it's like last minute, and all of the time slots that I'm available for, my gal is not available for. So finally, today I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and like just take a break from work and take care of it. So I'm working in the territory around her office today. And then the appointment is literally like 8 minutes. So I was like, I can swing it. Cause you know, you're waxing like this big of an area. So yeah, it's pretty quick, but it just like boosts my confidence. Also, since I saw you guys last, on Monday, the pups got their haircut, their second or third summer shave. So let me show you. Hi, yeah, look at your little haircut. You're so, oh yes, you're, oh wow, yeah, you're so cute. And then look at this setup. So basically the pups run towards the door like that and have been scraping the floor. So we've put down all these mats. These are those like rug grip mats. I had a bunch of them that we didn't use at our last house. So we just brought them over here and we've like created a big like landing zone for them so that we can protect the floor. So it's actually been working pretty well so far. But back to this, I need to put ice in it. Remember I told you guys in, I think it was 2 videos ago, that I'm working on doing things that make me feel good. So drinking these type of things that make me feel good. So that's what I'm doing now. Taking the collagen, the glow, and I'm starting to see the results with my hair, which I'm really happy about. So I'm gonna head out to work. I have a bit of a drive for the area I'm going to today. And yeah, if you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe below and let's get this video started. I just got to thinking and wanted to share with you guys. So recently I've been like remembering the existence of like manifestation and all of those concepts. And I'm getting back into it. So I've had a lot of success with it in the past. For example, that's honestly how I believe we got our last house. And I I don't think, actually, I don't know if I ever shared that story on here. Okay, you know what? That's a kind of a crazy story about manifestation, so I'm just gonna share it. So Darren and I, when we were in our first house, so that's when I first started vlogging. If you see any videos from like the first 2 years that I was vlogging, it was in that house. And we were like, okay, we're, you know, reaching a different like financial place. We should either move to a bigger house, because we always wanted a yard. We wanted a house with enough and large enough bedrooms for, you know, long term. We want like 2 kids. That house did have 3 bedrooms and a designated office, but the bedrooms were very small. Like the master was a good size, but the 2 other bedrooms that would be like children's rooms, they were just really small. Like if you had a queen size bed, you couldn't fit a dresser, you couldn't fit a desk, you could fit 1 nightstand. Like they were pretty tight spaces. So we're like, okay, and you know, we had 2 big dogs at that time and we had a pretty small backyard. So we're like, we either want to move to a bigger house, or we were considering moving to Europe or buying a vacation home in Europe. Long-term plan has been to move to Europe for a very long time. But we were like, okay, let's get an idea of kind of the houses around here. So Darren was like, okay, if we stay in California, I want to move to SoCal. And I was like, if we stay in the US, I want to live in Sacramento. Like if we're staying domestic, like I want to be by my friends, I want to be by my family, I want to be by everything I know. So he was like, I want water though. And he wasn't really loving the river, things like that. So we're like, okay, well, let's try to find a house on the water that you do like though in Sacramento. So we started like zooming in on all the different like water areas and homes around it. And we found, well, Darren found the house that we just moved out of. He found it on like Google Maps and it was not for sale. And he was like, oh my gosh, it's my dream house. There were still pictures up like on the internet at the time. When we moved in, we reached out to those different websites and got the pictures pulled, so they're not there anymore. But at the time, they were there. And Darren was like looking through that. Well, we looked through them together, but he was like, this is like my dream house. Like if we got this house, I would stay in Sacramento. And so I was like, okay, well, it's like not even on the market. So like, that's not really fair. You know, you can't say that the only house that you would stay in Sacramento for like isn't even for sale. So then, you know, life happened, blah, 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 months passed, and like 6-7 months later, that very house goes on the freaking market. And as you guys know, I had kind of shared when it was happening, but a lot of things happened that were very, very problematic. And in the process of buying the house, we almost lost the house like 4 times because the title company, the previous owner, and like there was just so many hiccups along the way of us trying to purchase this house. It was honestly a disaster. So when we had gone to France, we were like, because we had that trip planned already, and we're like, okay, well, you know, it's sad, but like the house just isn't, it's not ours, and that's okay. And because at that point we had given up, we had extended close multiple times, and we just like kind of came to terms with the fact that that house just wasn't going to be ours. And then when we're in France, we got a call that was like, don't know how, title company like figured it out. They were like missing like paperwork, no one could find it, and then like certain signatures that needed to happen in a certain time frame, like things just like hadn't been lining up, and somehow they were able to get everything together. And the other thing was like, we were out of the country, some of the other people involved were also out of town, so like, I mean, it was just like, okay, it's not happening. And then we got the call and we're like, not only is it happening, but like it's closing tomorrow. And it was like, wait, what? And so like in the France vlogs, like I bring you guys along with the like, you guys, we just got the house. We thought we lost the house. We got the house. And it was freaking crazy. It was like, to me, that was like the biggest show of like faith that manifestation does work. I mean, literally it felt like everything was against us and we still managed to like get the house. That was crazy. I mean, ultimately the house ended up not being our dream house, and you know, we really wanted it, ended up not being what we thought it was going to be, and we left the house. But regardless of it not working out long term, like, it was crazy that we were even able to like make that happen given all the circumstances. So yeah, that was wild. But anyway, I've been kind of like thinking about that, and a lot of like the podcasts that I listen to that have literally nothing to do with that. Like, they're more lifestyle type podcasts, and so many people have been bringing up like manifestation and things like that, and like just like really brought it back to top of mind. And right now, as you guys know, we are living with my parents. We don't know if we're buying a house. We don't know if we're buying property, but we do know that we're gonna wait till spring to do it. So we're gonna be here for a period of time. You guys know that I just had a career switch. Darren just had a career switch. Like, we have a lot of things up in the air right now. And sometimes it feels really overwhelming, because if I even think back 6 months, literally nothing is the same. Like, where we live is not the same. Our cars are not the same. Like, our furniture is not the same. Our environment is not the same. Our jobs are not the same. Like, nothing is the freaking same. It's crazy. And so sometimes that makes me feel like a little lost, and just like, what is happening? What do I want? Where is our life going? What is our life gonna look like in 6 months? Because every 6 months things have been completely different. And so I've just been feeling almost like a victim to the world, and not like in a super dramatic way, like everything's against me, but just like, I really have no idea what's gonna happen. So like, strap in and like, we'll figure it out just one day at a time type of thing. And I've been in like pretty good spirits about it. You know, of course I have like my down days, you know, I have a good emotional breakdown here and there. Just because I feel like I don't have a whole lot of control over like what's happening, because there's just so much change going on in life right now. But I was like, all of this like random, I take it as a sign, like all of these different like manifestation things like popping up around me in like areas, like, again, these are like podcasts that are not about that, you know what I mean? But the most recent episode, or some of them, they're like new podcast, well, new to me, but they've been going on for years, and I just kind of scroll through and like pick a random one, and then the title is something totally unrelated, and then half the podcast ends up being about that. And so it's just kind of been like sign after sign after sign. It's like, okay, thank you, universe, I get it. It is time to start like manifesting the life that I want. So I'm gonna start doing that. Step one, I really need to take some time to figure out what I want to manifest. So I think right now it's just going to be like manifesting some like more general type things, but I am very excited to be doing that again, because I've definitely seen it be successful in our lives. And dude, Darren is the best at this. Like, I think I'm pretty good. He is freaking excellent, because one of the things they say about manifestation is that you have to like come from a space of like, I already have it. And like, Darren is so good at that, because he's like, no, I have it. And it's like, well, I mean, you don't. And he's like, no, I do. And like, it's almost like, he's almost like so convincing that like, I'm like, wait, like, are we manifesting right now? Or like, did you really get, wait, what's happening? like where's the truth? Where's the line between like current and like where the manifestation begins? Because like, he is so good at just like placing himself there, and he's like, it's happened. And it always freaking happens. He's like king of mindsets, you know. I just exploit him for his wonderful mindset, and I bring him on board for what I want to manifest, and then we do it together, and it's great. Hope you guys enjoyed this little rant about manifestation. Start thinking about what you guys want to manifest and start doing it, because it freaking works. All right, here we are, just in time for my appointment. So doors closed, so I think she's wrapping up with another person, which is perfect because I got here technically 1 minute late. So yes, I'm not late. I'm out. It always hurts after you haven't had it done for a while, because you like lose your tolerance for it. But I'm so happy that's done. So to show you guys, let's see if we can do this. See if we can keep focus. So that's the back of my neck now. So basically she just like lines up my back hairline because you know how like the back of your neck almost has like, you know, it's like two sides, you know, and on one side it goes down a triangle, the other side it goes lower. So it's like one side ends here, one ends like up here. So my hairline's just kind of all over the place. So like when I tie my hair up, I mean, most people probably don't see it, but it annoys me. It annoys me. So yeah, now that is all cleaned up, feeling good about that. And then I remembered, I wanted to show you guys. I don't think I ever showed you. So last year, when I was going to all those like, kind of like life training things in Utah last summer, if you guys remember, I went to Utah, I think 7 or 9 weekends from June to September. Like I was in Utah almost every freaking weekend for this like training. It was so worth it. It changed my life. But during that, I decided to make like vinyl stickers with my Cricut, and at the bottom of all of my water bottles, I have a word at the bottom. So this one says heal. It used to say healing, healed. I think it said healed, but now it just says heal. You can see that it was longer, but through so many washes, because I use this almost daily, I use it a few times a week, so it goes to the dishwasher a few times a week. But it was a concept that I knew before, but then in like that training and everything, we went over it, and you'd have to look up who the scientist is, but if I remember correctly, it was a Japanese scientist, and basically he studied the effect of words on water. So he did this whole study, and he would write down like kind words and like not so kind words. So he'd put like love, healing, thank you, and then I hate you, jealousy, ugly, and things like that. And so he would write words, and then he'd put a glass of water on top of it, and he'd let it sit there overnight. And then the next day he would extract a few drops of the water and examine it under a microscope. And like words hold vibrations. And so the words that were like beautiful, I love you, thank you, joy, things like that, all of those created the most beautiful crystals in the water. Like the water became beautiful, and each word had its own like shape of crystal in the water. And then when it came to ugly, there's like no shape, or it's a glob, or really it becomes quite ugly. And seeing the impact of the words on the water, and then you take into consideration how much of our body is water. So when you like say those words or have those emotions, or like holding that inside of you, or have like that negative self-talk, because it's changing all the water cells in your body, and so much of your body is made of water cells. So it's creating that, and you begin to like embody it, whether or not you like it or whether or not you realize it. Like it actually deeply, deeply affects you. So what I started doing was I started putting like those kind words and like positive words on the bottoms of my water bottles. Or you could even do it on like a Post-it or like a piece of paper, and like write like happiness, joy, thank you, healing, love, and put your water on top of that. And you would also be amazed by how it affects your mood and like affects your energy levels. It's buck wild, but it does make sense, because knowing, like having it scientifically proven how it affects the water, and then knowing how much of your body is water, like it makes sense. But it's crazy because I don't feel like that's something that like people normally do, like write nice words on the bottom of their water bottles, or write nice words and put their water on top of it. So yeah, just a little something. I feel like this is suddenly becoming a very like holistic vlog. Like that's not what this was supposed to be. Sorry, this water bottle does not fit in my drink holders, so I always close it really, really aggressively. because I have to just like put it on my seat and I don't want it to leak on my seat, you know? Ooh, ooh, that is so cold. It is so, so cold. Wow. Whew. Wow. I was not prepared for that level of cold. It tasted like, it felt like a liquid ice cube, like aggressively cold. Anywho, okay, time to head to my next account because I got to get back to it. But you guys, it is Friday. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling like I'm ready to like manifest some baller things in my life. About to manifest my new dream house. What that dream house looks like, girl, I don't know. But that's people.
And really just put yourself out there.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's phase 2. Hey guys, it's a few hours later, done with work, and we are almost to Darren's parents' house. So I wanted to pop in and say we are out of SAC and kicking off the weekend. We did decide that we are actually going to be staying there the entire weekend. I thought we were just gonna be there for one night. However, things have changed. Things are changing quickly around here. It's moments later and I'm back because I realized that so far this video is already pretty long. So I think I'm going to end this video and kick off another one for the weekend because we'll just separate it, the super chatty vlog and then the activity vlog. And that's what we'll do. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget, subscribe below, gives you a big thumbs up. Be sure to tune in just a couple days for the next video. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.